Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's my great pleasure to be with you all today. And once again, let me say Assalamu alaikum, good morning to those who are joining from the Middle East and Europe, and good afternoon to those who are joining from Asia. Welcome to the Halal in Travel Global Summit 2026. I take this opportunity to welcome everyone for joining us today at the Halal in Travel Global Summit 2026 hosted by Crescentrating. In this session, we will discuss an important topic, cross-border collaboration, how OIC and non-OIC destinations can learn from each other. The objective of this session is to highlight how knowledge sharing between OIC and non-OIC destinations can support the next phase of growth in the Muslim travel market and identify practical areas for cross-border collaboration that create mutual benefits. To further explore these objectives, I'm joining you today from beautiful Sydney, Australia. My name is Irshad Cader, and I'm the CEO of Globothink, Halal Industry Consulting Services based in Sydney. I'm with over 30 years of experience in the travel, retail, hospitality industries across Australia, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. I have developed a strong passion for the growth and the development of the global halal tourism industry. I also completed my PhD in halal industry management, focusing on the governance of Muslim-friendly tourism and hospitality in Australia. So today, I'm truly honored and delighted to moderate this important session. I look forward to an engaging discussion, meaningful insights, and a valuable exchange of ideas on cross-border collaboration, how OIC and non-OIC destinations can learn from each other. It's very interesting, very important topic. So thank you all for joining us, and let us make this a productive and inspiring session together, inshallah. Many OIC destinations, if I may give you some overview of this particular topic, many OIC destinations have strong cultural understanding, but need to strengthen tourism infrastructure and global marketing. At the same time, many non-OIC destinations offer excellent visit experiences and facilities, but are still developing authentic Muslim-friendly services. This session brings together leaders from both sides to share these ideas, learn from each other, and explore how collaboration can help grow the global Muslim travel ecosystem. So to explore this timely needed and important topic, we are honored to be joined by two distinguished guests who will share their insights with us. Let me begin by introducing our first guest to the audience. Brother Mahmoud Godel, who is the Chief Executive Officer, if I may say the Arabic name of the organization, Al-Halal Al-Mubtakira Al-Alamiya, in other words, is Halal 360. So it's a very famous organization. So Mr. Mahmoud Godel is the CEO of Halal 360, a subsidiary of the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Development, ICCD, which is part of OIC, as you know. He has strong experience in the global halal economy and has organized and supported international halal forums, exhibitions, and business delegations across the Middle East, Europe, Asia, and Africa, helping to build partnerships and market opportunities worldwide. Here we go. Welcome, Brother Mohammed Godel. My second guest today is none other than Ms. Liu Chian Jia, or we call her CJ, the Regional Director of Southeast Asia of Hong Kong Tourism Board. Liu has been with the Hong Kong Tourism Board for the last 9 years, and she has been doing an excellent job. Prior to this, she served as an Assistant Director at the Singapore Tourism Board for nearly 8 years. She brings over 15 years of progressive experience across business development, marketing, events, and project management. Here we go. We have two special guests in this session, so let us listen to them. So let me dive into our first question. So the first question is to our OIC panelist, Brother Mahmoud Godel. What do non-OIC destinations do better when it comes to the visit experience, and where do OIC destinations still face challenges?
Thank you, Dr. Irshad, for the kind introduction. I'll straight away get to the point. First, I believe both OIC and non-OIC destinations have achieved remarkable progress. And importantly, both continue evolving. Across OIC destinations today, we see increasingly world-class tourism infrastructure, major investments in visitor experience, destination branding, digital transformation, hospitality excellence, and large-scale tourism ecosystem development. Many OIC destinations are now setting international benchmarks and demonstrating how Muslim-friendly tourism can be integrated into broader destination strategies successfully. At the same time, non-OIC destinations have also demonstrated strong capabilities that create valuable learning opportunities for everyone. Areas such as visitor journey mapping, service standardization, multilingual accessibility, data-driven tourism planning, seamless digital experiences, and highly structured customer experience management offer valuable examples that destinations can globally learn from. Equally, OIC destinations often bring strengths that are naturally embedded and difficult to replicate. Cultural familiarity, deep understanding of Muslim traveler expectations, integrated Muslim-friendly lifestyles, family-oriented travel environments, and authentic hospitality traditions. Increasingly, Muslim travelers seek both operational excellence and cultural confidence. In my view, the future is not about comparing OIC and non-OIC destinations. The future is about building stronger ecosystems through shared learning. The strongest destinations of the future will increasingly be those that remain open to learning, continue investing in traveler experience, and combine operational excellence with authentic understanding of traveler expectations. Thank you.
It's very interesting. And you said it's not the comparison between OIC and non-OIC, but the future is how strongly we can build the halal tourism ecosystem. Fantastic. So let me ask the same question. Let me pose this question to our non-OIC panelist, Ms. Liew, Chian Jia, CJ. What strengths do OIC destinations have that are difficult for non-OIC destinations to match?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I think to me, many of the OIC destinations have a domestic base of Muslim consumers. So naturally, in terms of cultural familiarity, that is, it is already present, whether it's for the food or the prayer facilities and even social norms. So when Muslim travelers, when they go to OIC destinations, they will feel an immediate sense of familiarity and the kind of assurance that cannot be easily replicated in a non-OIC destination. For example, halal infrastructure in OIC destinations are usually more deeply embedded into everyday life. So it is really curated specifically for the locals rather than in a non-OIC destination where it is done more for tourism. So it is this kind of intrinsic level of user friendliness, I would say, that is very difficult to replicate for a non-OIC destination. Second example I can give is in terms of the hospitality workers. They have I would say they possess that natural cultural knowledge, and they will definitely understand the needs of a Muslim traveler better. So they don't even need extensive training for them to have such understanding. Whereas for non-OIC destination, that is really very much needed. And we have continuous education and structured certification efforts that is needed. So all these factors will be what I think contribute to a sense of comfort for a Muslim traveler when they go to an OIC destination. And because of that, also, there is the benefit of a strong domestic Muslim consumer base that is local. So this kind of critical mass would really make it easier for Muslim-friendly businesses to be more commercially viable and sustainable, and therefore will create a lot more will create an ecosystem that really supports greater variety as well as depth in terms of all the offerings, which is not the same for a non-OIC destination. But despite all these challenges, I would say non-OIC destinations like Hong Kong is really a good showcase of how Muslim-friendly tourism can coexist within a global, multicultural and non-Muslim majority environment, and at the same time still deliver a very vibrant and interestingly diverse kind of halal dining scene and Muslim-friendly tourism experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, CJ, I also noticed in the recent past, the media carried a lot of noise, made a big noise about Hong Kong Tourism Board promoting Hong Kong as a Muslim-friendly destination, especially as a business hub. And I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, you all had a campaign of certifying 100 hotels in Hong Kong, being halal certified hotels. So that's something that you're building a strong halal ecosystem, and to get into the global halal Muslim or halal tourism industry. If I may go to Brother Mahmood Godel, what often focus on the basics of Muslim-friendly tourism, like halal food, accommodation, and prayer facilities. But where else do you think destinations can improve to really stand out, for example, in service quality, staff training, guest experience, or digital services? So by learning from each other across borders like non-OIC and OIC, both segments, how best we can improve further? What else we can do?
So, Dr. Irshad, I believe that halal food availability and prayer facilities remain essential foundations. However, Muslim-friendly tourism increasingly evolves from access towards experience excellence. The next phase increasingly depends on, as you mentioned, staff awareness, service consistency, family travel design, wellness offerings, privacy considerations, accessibility standards, and digital experience. Muslim travelers increasingly expect multilingual information, reliable digital tools, and seamless traveler journeys. Technology and responsible AI increasingly strengthen discoverability, traveler confidence, and operational efficiency. Muslim travelers increasingly seek not only compliance, but trust, comfort, convenience, and quality. Another thing I would like to add is that Muslim-friendly destinations increasingly succeed when they move beyond facilities and build complete ecosystems around the traveler experience. According to the estimates, it is projected to approach, the Muslim travelers are expected to approach 245 million by 2030. Traveler expectations are evolving rapidly. Convenience matters, digital accessibility matters, trust matters, experience quality matters. OIC destinations can continue strengthening integrated tourism systems and visitor experience frameworks. Non-OIC destinations, in my opinion, can continue strengthening cultural understanding and traveler confidence mechanism. The strongest ecosystems increasingly will not necessarily be with those with the largest budgets. They will be those that learn faster, collaborate better, and adapt more effectively. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's a very important point. Even ICCD is developing this segment and is focusing very much, of course, with the support of Halal 360. I can also say that ICCD is taking a huge steps in promoting halal tourism. I can remember having almost two conferences so far in Pakistan on sustainability tourism. That's an amazing initiative by ICCD, and also tea tourism as well. So these are activities that I can see that you are reaching out to global stage to get even mainstream tour operators and hospitality industry players to come on board and to understand more about halal tourism and halal hospitality. So if I move to the next question to Ms. Liew, destinations often compete more than they collaborate. What are the main barriers that stop OIC and non-OIC destinations from learning from each other? And what would it take to overcome them from your perspective?
Well, destinations for us, we are naturally structured to compete against each other, right, for the same pool of travelers. And tourism boards are typically measured by the number of arrivals of visitors as well as the spend by the visitors within our own destination. So collaboration between the tourism boards and between destination is really not very instinctive for us. And one possible area that is there's a reason for that is because in terms of tangible results and benefits from such collaboration, it's often yet to be seen. So including like knowledge exchange, capability development, as well as data sharing. There isn't much cases that we can learn from to show that, in terms of collaboration between destinations have indeed achieved such results. And because there are no such results available, then it's difficult for tourism boards to justify, committing some of our resources towards formulating partnerships or even coming up with structured platforms for sustained exchanges for them to make sense. And without such dedicated infrastructure as well as the investment, it's very difficult for these collaborations to be sustainable. And I would think at the same time, every destination also operates in a very unique ecosystem. So approaches that work for example, an OIC destination might not work for a non-OIC destination, or it cannot be directly translated or transferable kind of knowledge. So, and if we were to, for example, if we say come up with a gold standard for Muslim-friendly service delivery, it will really require very extensive research as well as a lot of consultation to really identify which are the practices that are most relevant for both destinations, which is easily adaptable and effective across both destinations and both markets. And that will really mean that we need to have an industry-wide effort and really involving close collaboration between government agencies, tourism players, and maybe even the training institutions and official certification establishments for all these things to come true. And only if we have such collective kind of gesture, we can really have very meaningfully implement some of these methods and for them to be more practical as well as sustainable within both destinations. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And sharing knowledge is it's important because in this case, when I was doing my research based on Australian context, and I found that the awareness part is still lacking in the non-OIC destinations. What is Muslim-friendly tourism is all about and how this can be developed. So one of the things, what do you think of participating in conferences, Muslim-friendly tourism or halal tourism conferences organized by the OIC destinations, where non-OIC destinations will participate and listen to and understand, exchange ideas? What do you think from your perspective, CJ?
I think to participate in conferences that are relevant for us to learn from is definitely a good starting point. So if we are able to have cross-border learning between non-OIC and OIC destinations for, say, for example, our service staff to go to a OIC destination to learn more about, say, their service standards, how do they make use of their intrinsic knowledge and translate that into service quality, to give a Muslim traveler the sense of ease and the sense of comfort. How does that all come together in a OIC destination? I would think it's really beneficial for a non-OIC destination to have our tourism players attend such seminars if available. Yeah, I think it would be very beneficial.
Yeah. So what do you think? Thanks, CJ. What do you think, Brother Mahmood, of this particular idea of sharing knowledge with the non-OIC destinations, like you being organizing such number of events, global events across the continents? What do you think about this particular idea of inviting non-OIC destinations to attend OIC destinations tourism events or expos or conferences?
So definitely, Dr. Irshad, this is a very valuable segment that the collaboration can take place. And as I mentioned to you previously as well, that even in our events, the Makkah Halal Forum, the London Halal Forum, we do have segments of tourism, and we do invite people from non-OIC countries as well to promote themselves for business networking, for stronger collaboration. This is the framework that I believe should include destination knowledge exchange programs, capability development initiatives, even staff training, sharing traveler insights, public-private engagement mechanisms. These all come under this segment. Business networking and investment facilitation should also form part of the collaboration networks, as you mentioned. See, what I believe is that governments alone cannot build ecosystems. Private sector stakeholders drive innovation and implementation speed. Cross-border collaboration increasingly creates value beyond tourism itself. Increasingly, collaboration is becoming not only as a tourism strategy, but an economic growth strategy.
Yeah, and also I saw, I mean, it's a good information I received is that PATA, Pacific Asia Travel Association, has invited, of course, they invite Crescentrating every year. And this year they have appointed a representative from Crescentrating to the board. So that's good. So you're coming from Muslim Friendly Tourism background, and you are representing, you are getting into the mainstream of the tourism segment. That's a fantastic approach. Also, Crescentrating was basically included in the World WTO, World Tourism Organization. So that's something that we can get into the mainstream tourism and to promote and to be inclusive and explain what Muslim-friendly tourism is all about. So let me ask the final question, because we are running out of time. If we wanted to create a structured partnership between OIC and non-OIC destination, for example, through formal partnerships, knowledge sharing, as I just mentioned, or joint training, what would that like in practice, and where should we begin? If I ask CJ, where do you think that we should start? We have to start somewhere.
Yeah. Well, while I think in terms of having such collaboration is really industry-wide kind of collaboration that is needed. But having said that, I think it might be a little bit too daunting and a bit ambitious for it to be industry-wide from the onset. So I think we could maybe break down to smaller, achievable milestones, whereby it's easier to measure success, and from there we can increase our investment and resources little by little, right? For example, we could say kickstart with each destination proposing one aspect along the visitor journey which they think they can contribute to. They have strong expertise and confidence in sharing best practices from their destination. I mean, for example, if it's an OIC destination, they could share insights on how, like the frontline staff capability development, say, for example, how the cultural intuition and understanding of the Muslim culture can be translated into service behaviors that will enhance the visitor experience. Whereas for a non-OIC destination like Hong Kong, we could share more on, say, the digital infrastructure of how we do our marketing, and which will also help to strengthen the consumer journey. And alongside such an approach towards the bigger mandate of a destination marketing, right? And I think because of all these efforts that we have already put into our work plan and all, we have actually, Hong Kong is being recognized as the most promising Muslim-friendly destination of the year in the Halal in Travel Award last year. So that is something which we think maybe we could share how, what's that journey like? How did we arrive upon that? Yeah. That's what I thought.
Thank you, CJ. And you have done a good job, and I know I have witnessed, so keep up the good work. So one last question, Brother Mahmood. What do you think from your perspective?
Sorry, Dr. Irshad, can you just repeat this last part?
Yes, for sure. So if we wanted to create a structured partnership between an OIC and non-OIC destination, for example, through formal partnerships, knowledge sharing, or joint training, what would that look like in practice, and where we should start, how to start that from a practical perspective?
So, as Ms. Liu said, that obviously we need to work on achievable milestones, and not just do everything on paper, but actually do the ground reality work. A lot of the Muslim travel market is losing without the stronger collaboration. And I think your suggestion, which you're asking, is very strong. See, Muslim-friendly tourism is increasingly evolving beyond facilities towards experience quality. No single destination has all the answers. OIC and non-OIC destinations both bring valuable strengths, and stronger collaboration creates opportunities for everyone. What I believe is that the future of Muslim-friendly tourism will increasingly be shaped not by isolated success stories, but by ecosystems that collaborate intelligently, institutions that learn continuously, and destinations that place traveler trust and experience at the center of development. So obviously, this is a very important part for the OIC and non-OIC countries to collaborate. But as I said initially in the first question, is that we don't need to compete with each other. We need to work together, and find a common point, and a common achievable milestone, and inshallah, everything can be successful.
Very good. So it's a good point to end with, not to compete, but to collaborate. So thank you very much. I think we have come to the end of this insightful session. I hope the audience was enlightened with insightful information on cross-border collaboration, how OIC and non-OIC destinations can learn from each other. So I take this opportunity to thank our distinguished guest speakers here in this session for their valuable contributions. So we learned a lot, and it was very well articulated and explained. So Mr. Mahmoud Ahmed, Mr. Mahmoud Godel, the Chief Executive Officer, Halal 360, and also Ms. Liu Chian Jia Liew, the Regional Director of Southeast Asia Hong Kong Tourism Board. At last but not the least, I thank you, the audience, for joining this session. Do check out the other interesting sessions we have lined up for you today. Thank you once again, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.